Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Big D's and Liam's Custom Garage. I'm Big D, he's Liam. So today, what we are doing is on the 350, we are going to put in our push rods and rocker arms and get them adjusted for you guys and show you how to properly do that. So yeah, that's pretty much the plan for today. We're not gonna mess around and do a bunch of talking. We're gonna get at it. So here we go, guys. We're getting to work. All right, guys. So we are now going to start assembling the valve train. This first part is a little messy. Now, I should have brought this up in yesterday's video, but to be honest with you, I totally forgot. As you can see, Liam cut a 5-quart oil container in half that still had some oil left in it, because when you're getting ready to reassemble your valve train, your lifters need to soak in oil overnight, because these are hydraulic flat tapping. So with them being a hydraulic lifter, they require oil inside of them. So you let them soak overnight so the lifter will actually charge itself, soaking, and then it'll be good to go. So these have been soaking all night. Does not matter what weight oil you soak them in, just as long as they soaked overnight and they're good and charged. Okay, so Liam's gonna show you guys real quick. You take your lifter, your cam, see this hump right here down the center? That's where your cam is, that you saw us install in one of last week's videos. The lifters ride up and down on those cam lobes, okay? So you take your lifter, slide it down in the bore, like so. The oil also helps with lubrication. Yes, it is messy unless you have your oil pan already installed, which technically we could have done, but we decided not to put the oil pan on yet. So we do have our cardboard laying underneath the motor. So if it is making a mess, it'll be fine. And again, remember guys, from our early videos, these lifters came in with the cam. They were a cam and lifter set from Summit. And yes, they had been installed in this motor before, but the motor was never started with the cam in it. So the cam and lifters are still brand new. So, hold on. Having a little trouble getting this one lined up. There we go.
Mostly because the oil in your fingers.
Yeah. Like I said, this part's a little messy. And normally, one of the reasons why you would have the oil pan on, and you guys will see that in a future episode, before the intake goes on, you do want to take a bunch of oil and just pretty much douse the whole inside of this lifter valley. Just soak it with oil. So see how it's already puddled up here from me putting the lifters in? That's basically what you're going to want in there when you go and put your intake manifold on, because then you know everything's good and oiled. You'll also see us, as we're putting the finishing touches on this motor next week, you guys will get to see us prime the motor. And what that is there's a special tool that I have. It's a drive rod that you put on a drill, and you stick it down in the hole that the distributor's in, which again you'll see in a future episode. And you put it on the drive shaft of the oil pump, and you power your oil pump up with the drill, and it circulates all the oil through the motor where it's supposed to, and it literally primes the whole entire motor and oiling system. So when you go to start the motor up, you don't get what they call a dry start. Now this oil that we just used, of course, it's brand new, so we're gonna save it, because more than likely it will be the oil that I use to douse the lifter valley when we put the rest of the motor together. Okay, the lifters are in. So what we're gonna do now, I'm trying not to do so much talking today, guys, but that stuff that I just said is actually very important information, and I didn't want to skip over it. Okay, now we're going to grab our first rocker, our pivot ball, rocker stud bolt, or nut, and push rod. Okay, we got to bring all this over here, like so. I'm just going to lay that down there. Do it very carefully though, guys. If you do this, you do not want to have any of this stuff fall off in the motor. But I needed to grab my socket. Okay, so how we got to do this here is, this is cylinder number 1, so this is the first one we're going to do. We are top dead center right now. We need to make sure that both our lifters are bottomed out in their bores. See how this one over here on cylinder 2 is sticking up out of its bore? We don't want that. They both need to be bottomed out in order to get proper adjustment on the rocker arms. So to do that, we got to kind of rock the motor back and forth, find that sweet spot. Okay, see, this one is rising and this one's dropping. Hold on, my bolt's getting tight on my crank. Okay, all right, now that one's going all the way up. So we're going to keep turning our motor over, which is a little rough now because we do have compression. Okay, we are bottomed out now. Okay, so now that we're bottomed out, we got our assembly lube. Okay, we're going to take just a little bit, and we're not smearing it around. Take a little bit of your assembly lube, just do a drop on the end on the ball, flip it over, do the same on this end, like so. That also prevents dry start. Okay, now Liam, come around over here. You will see this hole right here in the head. If you look straight through it, you can see the lifter down there. Okay, so we take our push rod, we slide it down through our hole, and that ball goes in the top of your lifter, like so. Now, we're going to take our rocker arm. We are going to put a dab of assembly lube on top of our valve spring. Another little dab on top of the push rod, like so. Take your rocker. This is your cup. That goes on your push rod. Okay, just like that. Then you take your pivot ball, do a couple drops of assembly lube down inside here, just one or two, not a whole lot, just a couple drops. Again, this is just to prevent dry start. Drop your pivot ball down in on your stud. That goes down in there.
Flat side up.
Yep, flat side up. It centers your rocker arm. Now you get your nut. You put that on like so. Run it down.
Flat side down.
Flat side down. Pivot beveled edge up. Okay. Now you guys are going to see how to adjust them. All right. Conveniently, the same socket that we're having to use to turn over the motor is also the same socket you need for your nut. So you don't need a lot of tools for this job. Okay. This is my handy dandy snap-on speed wrench. It's actually Will's, but yes. Okay.
We trade tools there once in a while.
Got to run this down. Okay. We're not making contact yet. We're getting there. So, we're assembled, okay? You got your rocker arm. See, this is bad. We do not want none of this. We do not want any of this. We don't want any up and down play in the push rod. See, we got up and down play right now, and we do not want any rolling play side to side, okay? So, you're gonna notice as I am tightening this up very slowly, okay, very slowly I might add, I'm going to sit here with my fingers on my push rod, and I'm going to be moving it up and down like so. You can see the play in it, I think, hopefully. I'm going to be moving it up and down like so, and I'm also going to be rotating it with my fingers at the same time until both go away. Okay? So, here we go. We're going to start tightening. Okay? The up and down is starting to go away. Okay? We're almost got our up and down play gone. Nope, still going. Okay. Whoa, went a little too far. Got a little too happy with that one. But it's not bad. Because, yes, the up and down play is gone. But we still got our roll. Some roll is fine. Okay? You mainly want to get, your main concern is you do not want any up and down at all. None. No play in that particular area. Okay? Normal key of thumb is you tighten it until your up and down is gone, and then you go a quarter turn past that with your wrench, and then you leave it. That's normal, yeah. Which is basically right where I'm at right now. So we don't have any up and down, and our roll in our fingers is pretty damn minimal. So it's tight. We got the proper adjustment. Okay, we do have a little back and forth. Okay, a little back and forth is fine. I am going to go just a little bit more for my own peace of mind. You don't want to over tighten them too much, because what happens when you start over tightening them it's actually opening the valve. And if it starts doing that, you're not going to have any compression and it's not going to start. So there we go. All right. Now, this is not final adjustment. Let me make this clear. Very, very, very clear. This is not final adjustment. This is to get you running. Okay? It gets you running in your car or on the dyno or on a break-in stand, and then you use your modified valve covers, which we will show you in future episode. Use your modified valve covers that have the center cut out, and while the motor is running, you come back with your wrench and very, very carefully and very slowly either loosen or tighten these until your tick is gone out of each one of them. So this, again, is not your final adjustment. This is just to get you running. So that one is our first one, which is, what is this one? Let me see. That was our exhaust. That is our exhaust valve. So if we come around here, you can see, because we got halfway decent light, you can see the valve stem right here.
I don't think they can see that.
Just pointing out, your valve is in here, okay? Okay. And this, the cam lobe comes up, pushes up on the rod, pushes up on this end, which causes this to push down on the spring, which opens the valve, which lets the exhaust out the cylinder. That's how that works. So that's the exhaust side. This side is the intake, and that all comes in from this side. So your intake valve will be down in there. And again, when this cam lobe comes up, it pushes this valve up like this. See how these are up in their things? The cam pushes these up, which pushes the rod up, which pushes up on this, which gives the rocker arm, hence rocker, the rocking motion pushes down on your spring here, okay, which opens the valve. The spring itself is to assist in the closing of the valve. So that's your basic description of how your valve train works. Now, when we were talking about the cam and we were talking about different cam sizes on lift and duration, what that is meaning, lift is how far your valves get opened, okay? And your duration is for how long your valve stays open, okay? So that is your basic description of how that works. So you guys got your basic information. On this one now, we're going to start flying, speeding through the process. Hey everybody. Okay, as you can see, our valve train is in. We got everything nice and adjusted, properly adjusted. So we got our lifters are in, our push rods are in, our rocker arms are on. Everything's tightened down and adjusted to get us running. So that literally right there, guys, by doing what we did today, the long block is officially complete. Everything else is simply exterior. The main core of the motor itself is done. So there you guys go with that. Turned out really good. I'm very pleased with how things are turning out so far. It's just going to keep getting better. Okay, so with that being said, Liam's going to come around and yeah, do the outro. Yeah, long block's done. So that's going to be it for today.
Our next video is going to be my Miata
Yep.
Project Void. We're putting a coolant reroute system, a new radiator, and an oil cooler for the transmission. So that's going to be Monday's video.
Yep.
Then there's going to be, of course, our live stream on Saturday.
Yes. Which with that, starting next Saturday.
Not this upcoming Saturday, Saturday after that.
Yes, next Saturday. We are going to move our time slot of our live stream up to 11.
11 a.m.
11 a.m.
Pacific Standard Time.
instead of 9.
But this weekend's live
Yes.
stream
Will
is
still be 9 a.m.
So we'll see you Saturday at 9 a.m.
Try to make it easier for you guys. We know on Saturdays, you've had a long work week, you want to sleep in, get up kind of slow, have you a good breakfast, maybe a good walk, stuff like that. So we're going to move it up to 11, and yeah. So that being said, that's going to be it for today. I'm Big D,
I'm Liam.
and we're out.